Hi everyone, this is Claudia from bobaspa.com, and in this next video I'm going to use the same hero art stamp, and I'm going to do a totally different technique, and that is putting the watercolor directly on the stamp and then stamping. And this really gives great results, much better than the other try. Actually, I think I like this card the most. So I'm actually starting with some bezel cardstock. It's not even watercolor cardstock. You don't really need watercolor cardstock for this particular technique, as long as you don't use too much water. So the way you do it is you first score your card, but you don't fold it so that your card stays flat. I'm masking off the upper part of the card, so I make sure that I don't by mistake stamp over that. And now opening my watercolors, and I'm picking up a little bit of water, and then I'm just dropping the color directly on the stamp. I have my stamp on the stamp press, and I'm putting the color with my brush directly on the stamp set. This technique is easier than the marker one because the watercolors stay longer wet, so you don't have to worry that it's going to dry out. You don't have to huff and puff and all the other parts. These watercolors will still be wet even after you've done the entire stamp. So I don't worry, I don't have to hurry and just to finish everything up, so I can just mix and match the colors and really make it look the way I want it. So I'm using a combination of reds and yellows and blues. I also add some purple because I really like how these flowers look with purple, and you can use any watercolors with this. I have this koi watercolor set, and I like it because it has quite a lot of colors, and I don't have to mix and match to get the colors that I want. I find mix and matching colors on my just 12 colors watercolor set quite a difficult task, probably because I never studied color theory and all the other parts. So I like these sets that have lots of colors. And now I'm doing with green, the stalks of the flowers and the leaves, all the down part, and you can even put two colors next to each other. They will just blend on the stamp itself, making sure that every part is covered. And now all I have to do is turn the stamp around and stamp. Keep it a little bit pressed so that the colors blend together, and that's kind of it. Very easy technique, very much awesome results. I think the colors totally blend on your cardstock, and your stamp image will look awesome. I think is one of the techniques that I'm going to use over and over again. It works with these rubber stamps a lot. I have a feeling that if I'm going to use a clear stamp, it depends on the quality of the clear stamp, whether or not the watercolors will stay put and not puddle. I will try on a different card later on, and I will see whether actually I can use any clear stamps for this technique. For now I just use this cling stamp, which is kind of rubber, and it works perfectly. So if you have tried it with clear stamp, please let me know what your results are, or if you're planning to. I'm very much interested to know. Now the last parts of this card are stamping a sentiment. This is a Simon's stamp, I think, Flowers on My Mind stamp set. It's from one of the Simon's card kit, and I'm stamping it with blank ink just so that it stays on top of everything, and you can see the sentiment over the colors, over the watercolors. Just to finish off the card, initially I wanted to put some sequins, but then I changed my mind, and I just started punching some butterflies. I had this Martha Stewart punch and another very tiny punch, and I just punched some butterflies, and that was my finishing part of the card. These are the butterflies. The small butterfly, I don't remember where I bought it anymore. I have it for so long, so I cannot actually link to it, but all the other parts that I used in this particular card are linked on my blog post. So if you want to check those out, please go ahead. There are not that many supplies needed for this card, so that's a great way to use your watercolors and just any stamp basically to get great results. Of course, matching the butterflies, I try to match them to have the same colors that I used in the card. And initially I wanted this kind of pink butterfly, but it wasn't really looking like anything I used on the card. So then I picked some red pattern paper, and then I punched from red and one from green. That kind of matches everything I used on the card. So those will be my butterflies. I hope you enjoyed this technique and you give it a try, and let me know what results you have. Like, you have a picture or anything. I'll be really interested in seeing what other people have made out of this. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time with my next video, which is also going to be kind of a watercolor technique.